The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Miami, Florida, weighing in 239 pounds, Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rosser.
Rosser said it himself, you can't have Primetime Live without the Primetime Player. And we've seen some of the greatest talents from all around the world of wrestling come right here to the epicenter of Pro Wrestling Thunder Studios. What a feather in the cap it is of everyone at the United Wrestling Network to have great veterans like Rosser and Daivari calling United Wrestling Network home.
100%. Fred Rosser, he says it's time to go to work. And, you know, he came within an eyelash of advancing to the finals of the United World Championship Tournament himself. So I know he is looking to prove himself again tonight. That's what he is all about.
Introducing his opponent from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 206 pounds, Sean Daivari.
Blake, when we first saw Sean Daivari on this program, he was questioning a battle-tested veteran. Can he still go with the top stars in the world today? It's been a resounding yes, a huge victory in the tournament over Azucar, Rocky Romero of New Japan Pro Wrestling. What a battle with Mike Bennett. It took a pile driver through a table and another in the ring to put him away.
Both these guys are as tough as nails, and it really goes to show the caliber of talent that we have here at the United Wrestling Network.
Both are healed up. They were in the semifinals a couple weeks back. I know you caught up with Rosser earlier. What's the status of that arm?
He seems to think that it's back to about as 100% as it can be after, you know, re-aggravating that injury. You know, he survived Redbeard and was able to advance in the tournament, but he seems to be pretty confident that he's back up to full health. Doesn't have that extra shielding on it tonight, as you can see, so clearly he's backing that up in the ring.
Had succumbed to the Fujiwara armbar of the Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson in the semifinals. We talked about the attack on the neck of Daivari. Daivari quickly getting to the ropes, and Rosser will have to break the hold.
Daivari sustained a lot of punishment in his matchup with Mike Bennett as well. Not just the head and neck, his midsection. If you ask Daivari, he'll tell you he's got a bad arm, he's got a bad ankle. The only thing that he would say that's not bad on him is his attitude, but you look at his physique, he's to say he's a machine would be an understatement.
And Sean Daivari is quite an athletic specimen. I'd really like to see Fred Rosser use his technique instead of strength.
Daivari with the reversal, both great veterans jockeying for position. And man, it's tough. The size advantage goes to Rosser, but man, what a power struggle there. As you mentioned, just in incredible shape is Daivari, but Rosser is coming in with a whole lot of confidence. Recently, Katsuyori Shibata of New Japan Pro Wrestling, of the New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo out here in Los Angeles, really gave a huge compliment to Rosser, saying that his match with going for the cover is Rosser, with Filthy Tom Lawler, one of the best, if not the best, on New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong in recent history.
And you can just tell when Fred Rosser was regaling us with that story, just how much it meant to him to get that sort of feather in his cap, as you called it. You know, it means the world to him, and it just adds to that mental strength that he brings into the ring.
Getting accolades like that from a guy like Shibata is huge about his skill set.
Nice headlock takedown, though, as we talk about Rosser, but now switching the weight was Rosser into the pinning combination. Now getting more leverage here is Daivari. Daivari with a victory over Romero, as we mentioned, a fixture in New Japan Pro Wrestling, former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Junior Heavyweight Tag Title holder 8 times. And running him over there is Mr. No Days Off. Pace quicken, and what a power slam by the Primetime Player, and looking for more. Oh, high impact strike there by Rosser, and the pace is picking up here, as is the aggression.
Yeah, the aggression definitely. Look at Daivari sort of staring a hole, and Rosser as two just very evenly matched performers going right now.
And we saw Fred Rosser go to a completely new level in that match against Dickinson. This is a new man here inside the Primetime Live ring. And he's calling for Daivari.
Veteran, though, taking his time. He ate that big clothesline, got taken to the outside. He knows he's got 10 seconds to work with here. no rush here for Daivari to get back inside.
And he's very smart about getting back in. He makes the referee get Fred Rosser back so he can't get cheap shot like we saw Richie Slade do earlier in the program.
Yeah, how'd that end up for him? Square one, though, for these two great veterans. Nice duck under there into the striking by Daivari.
Yeah, it was very smart.
Vicious shots now from Daivari. Maybe that spill to the outside has woken something up in Sean Daivari now as he's just going right after Fred Rosser.
I think so. I think you're right. I think that clothesline really lit a fire under Daivari. You want to play the physical game? I can play the physical game, and as we've noted, Daivari is one of the heaviest hitters in the game.
You know, these two guys come in with mutual respect for one another, but, you know, things happen, obviously, in this very physical sport of pro wrestling, and, you know, maybe something you take the wrong way, and then you dig down a little extra. That aggression ramping up right now.
I definitely think the more fist fighty that this matchup is, it's in Rosser's favor. He just got a big shout out by Shibata for having that style grappling ability. I really think that the more fist fighty and ugly this gets, the more Rosser's favor it is.
Yeah, and it was fundamental wrestling that got Daivari past Rocky Romero in the quarterfinals as well. It was a roll-up, scientific wrestling, but now back to the striking, echoing off the walls of Thunder Studios, hitting from the front and the back, all points in between.
Yeah, Fred Rosser's got to get out of that corner. He can't just stand there and absorb unanswered shots like that.
Ooh, nice leverage on that Irish whip, and going down in a heap is Daivari, maybe feeling all of those nagging injuries right now.
Yeah, sternum first, Fred Rosser now on the attack, but, you know, Sean Daivari, he's in a bad way at this moment. You can't underestimate, though, the intelligence of a performer like Daivari. Cover, though, by Rosser.
You know, something else to keep noted, Daivari just had a big output in offense. He might be a little bit tired. He's a big, strong guy. We don't know what his gas tank really looks like. When you're running that much horsepower, you can run out of gas very, very quickly.
Excellent point. And not to mention that the midsection of Daivari really might be susceptible to attack because he ate numerous spears in that semifinal matchup with Mike Bennett. And going right after it again right there is Mr. No Days Off.
In combat sports, we call body shots money in the bank. Eventually, it pays off. And if you can slow a guy like Sean Daivari down, then you can definitely start trying to hurt him.
Look at him just wrapped in pain right now. It's already paying dividends. And yeah, he could still be feeling the ill effects. I mean, look, he took multiple spears. He went through the table at our timekeeper position. Daivari sustained a lot of punishment.
Man, this is a dangerous place for these guys to be fighting. This is like fighting on a catwalk.
Oh no, this is what put Dickinson on the shelf. That suplex on the edge of the apron. And preserving himself there was Daivari, who finds himself back inside the squared circle. And now
very smart
sweeps the leg.
Very smart, but Daivari grabbed onto that top rope for his life. We saw what that slam did to Dickinson, and he wanted no part of it.
Welcome to Fightin' 60. I'm Josh Chernoff. Let's take a quick look at everything Fight has to offer this week in the world of pro wrestling. Friday, February 4th at 8 p.m., Beyond Wrestling presents Day 91 featuring Matt Cardona versus Ricky Shane Page. At 8:30, AAW Pro Wrestling presents Legacy featuring Silas Young versus Manders in a bull rope match. Starting at 9, get the GCW Texas Combo, which includes GCW Fight Club 2 Houston, and on February 5th, it's GCW If I Die First. We wrap up Friday at 10:30 p.m. with FSW presents Mecha 7 Doomsday, featuring Killer Cross versus Jacob Fatu. Saturday, February 5th at 8 p.m., it's WrestlePro Killer Instinct, featuring Killer Cross, Scarlett Bordeaux, Matt Cardona, and the 30-man on-the-spot title shot rumble. As always, check Fight.tv for time and availability in your market, as well as our wide array of free content each and every day. I'm Josh Chernoff, and this has been Fight in 60.
People ask Nature Boy, why do you love Car Shield so much? I say because I choose my mechanic and coverage. That includes towing and roadside assistance. Expensive car repairs can kiss my woo!
Memphis Wrestling's all-new lineup is hotter than ever, powered by Pro Shingle, a professional roofing company. Sunday, February 13th, it's our Memphis Wrestling Anniversary Super Bounce, featuring Ring of Honor World Champion Jonathan Gresham versus NWA's National Treasure Nick Aldis, plus Mickie James. March 6th, two-time WWE Hall of Famer and 5-time World Champion Booker T is coming to Memphis Wrestling. Can you dig that, sucker? March 27th will be Too Cool with WWE superstar Scotty 2 Hotty. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours before it's too late at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com.
Yeah, and that's, again, the reason, guys, that the finals of the United World Title Tournament between Dickinson and Mike Bennett have been put on hold, as we heard in that segment with Johnny LaGuasto and President Dave Marquez.
Yeah, Daivari, I mean, he saved himself just a moment ago in there with Fred Rosser, and now he's taken Rosser's left leg to task here. But I'm going to keep going back to the intelligence of Shawn Daivari and just that vicious lower body attack, and now he's looking to capitalize on Fred Rosser.
One big thing about veterans is they're very good at picking their times to attack. He found an opening, he put Rosser on his back with that cheap knee shot, and now he's in there just wrenching, stomping, and beating on that knee.
Picking them apart. We might have heard from Dr. James Morgan last week, but Daivari is an absolute surgeon inside the squared circle. Looking to pick up here, thought maybe it was going to be a leg lace takedown or dragon screw, but just isolates the knee and dropping all the body weight down, looking to double up. Look at that, perfectly executed.
Mercilessly attacking the lower left leg of Fred Rosser. Fred Rosser was going at Daivari's midsection. Daivari has answered back in kind with a target of his own.
Got to make a point here, Blake. You know, Rosser loves to use that knee in the gut check. Is that going to be taken out of the playbook?
Absolutely. I was just going to mention all these different attacks. You can even see how much Fred Rosser's struggling to put weight on there. It's absolutely going to decrease his offensive and defensive potential, not having that leg under him.
Gave out there. Leg wasn't under him, to your point, into that Irish whip, and that was a bad landing for Rosser there in the corner, and the shark smelling the blood in the water, perhaps here. Daivari going to go after him.
Daivari's got some bad intentions on his mind right now. And Blake, I know you say it's better to have wheels than guns. Looks like Fred Rosser's down a wheel right now.
It is always better to have wheels than guns, in my opinion. If you can take a guy's wheels away, then you really reduce his ability to defend just about anything. Oh man, this is going to really hurt his knee.
Daivari looking to use his resources, his environment as a weapon, rolls in, breaks the plane, breaks the count, and now he's got 10 more seconds to inflict a whole lot of pain.
That's another veteran tactic.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Veteran tactic. He got back in to stop the count so he could do a little bit more damage where he had him on that ring post. Man.
Broke the count, might have broken Fred Rosser's leg there. That is just savagery by Daivari.
Nasty shot, and Daivari is well-versed in submission grappling if he can put enough pressure on that leg and get him back in the center. Get him in no man's land, doubling up, and those ligaments and tendons have got to be screaming, Blake.
Yeah, he's going to struggle to put any weight on that, move that in any type of way. If Shawn Daivari can get Rosser back inside the ring and slap on some type of leg lock submission, that could be it.
Just look at the intensity of Shawn Daivari, just decimating Fred Rosser right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to put any weight on that. He's in a very, very bad spot, is Rosser.
Daivari laser focus, and he's got a laser beam target on that knee, now looking for the suplex, outside, inside, but putting on the brakes. Oh, momentarily, but maybe couldn't base off that leg enough to do so. Executes the suplex, trying to execute the victory into the cover. Only a count of two. Only the power and will to win of Rosser saved him there.
Yeah, man, I'd like to have seen Daivari go for some type of leg lock submission hold instead of a pin there. We know how badly damaged that knee is right now. And if he continues to attack it, particularly with submissions, he might be able to end this matchup.
James, he's in deep water right now as Rosser. Daivari's got him right in the center of the ring. He's isolated, maybe thinking figure four. Here we go.
God, after all that damage. After all that damage, Fred Rosser holding on for dear life right now.
If he can get that left leg peeled off, he can try and get himself out of this submission hold. But as long as Daivari's left leg is triangled over his right, he's going to be stuck in this leg lock submission.
Long way to go to the ropes. That's not an option. He might need to reverse it, power his way out of it like you mentioned. And now you got the double whammy because the shoulders were down, so you got to worry about a pin as well.
Here we go. This is the battle right here. If he can get that, oh, he wasn't able to get it off. Shawn Daivari was able to wrench the submission again. But that left leg, that's the key to getting out of this submission here. If Fred Rosser can get Daivari's left leg untangled from his right, he can start escaping his hips.
Talk about money in the bank.
Talk about a gut check. Fred Rosser able to get to the ropes and break that hold. But just this, and Daivari refusing to let go there, taking advantage of every possible second. But what a battle between these two. Just really underscores how great the United World Title Tournament has been.
Well, yeah, but not only that, you know, there's more than bragging rights on the line here. That matchup between Bennett and Dickinson will happen. And who better to get a shot after it does than whoever wins this battle of the semifinals.
I'm sure that is on both of these competitors' minds. Davari certainly acting like it right now. He is just, God, relentless on that left leg of Fred Rosser.
Man, with how competitive those other matches were, I would love to watch either of these guys run. Oh, here we go. Fred Rosser's starting to come back a little bit, getting some heat going.
He is dropped it. That's just enough. You know, he usually gets so much distance with that belly-to-belly throw, and now really just he's getting back to a vertical base. But how much acceleration does he have? Not a whole lot.
Yeah, weight shifting is going to be extremely difficult when you have one bad knee. You just don't want to put the weight on it. And as a result of not wanting to put your weight on it, man, it's easy to go down. It's hard to formulate offense. It's hard to move, and it can be really devastating.
Oh, man, he might be looking for it again. Might be looking for it again. That suplex on the apron this time. He hits it. And if it takes out the Dirty Daddy, who will it not take out?
And swinging the tide back in Fred Rosser's favor. He's got some time now to maybe shake out that leg a little bit. But after all that damage, I think he's going to need a lot more than just a quick breather. Into the cover could be all.
Also looking for the victory.
Wow. Davari able to shoot that shoulder up at the last possible moment. Fred Rosser, though, you know, you talk about coming in mentally strong, feeling like his arm is healed, and now he's got to worry about the bum wheel that is just taking him sort of out of his game plan of this matchup.
Man, that was a massive kick out there by Davari.
Oh, gut check. Hits it. Finds a way. Digs down deep and buries those knees deep, and now the crossface chicken wing. Oh, he was granted this from the legendary Bob Backlund.
Here is your winner, Fred Rosser.
And Rosser, you know, earlier it was Davari holding on, Rosser holding on for a couple extra seconds.
Rosser gave him a couple of seconds of that back. You want to hold it on me, man? How do you like it? And Davari was tapping like a typewriter.
Made him think about it. I mean, I think some contempt was bred in that matchup, certainly. Fred Rosser, though, positioning himself certainly for a future world title shot.
Well, it started as a classic contest, and it got real physical and real personal. Here we see the figure four.
Yeah, Davari was really attacking that knee early on. Here we see Fred Rosser coming back, throwing some big bombs, and really getting the momentum going back in his direction.
I'll tell you what, James, Rosser not only blocks the hate, but he had to block the pain to pull this off. And how about the bang-bang play, the gut check into the crossface chicken wing?
I think that maybe he knew that he didn't get all that gut check after all the damage sustained to that left leg, so he went right into that chicken wing. No hesitation, no days off, but a victory for Fred Rosser.
Huge victory that may pay big-time dividends down the line once we crown our inaugural United Wrestling Network World Champion. There you see it.
He's calling for it.
That's a man on a mission right there.